Highlight of 2025? I taught myself to sew. How did I get into sewing, you ask? Well, I was driving myself half mad trying to figure out what my next chapter of work was going to look like, and finally threw my hands in the air and gave myself a vacation from life. What is that, you ask? Well, for me, it was 2 to 3 months with two rules. No input from news, social media, books, podcasts, or other people's advice and lovely opinions, and no shoulds to give myself some space. And I got bored about 4 minutes into this, so after a bunch of cooking, baking, decorating my apartment, and a couple of 45-hour fantasy audiobooks, I started crocheting and ended up making these hats, one of which my sister have barely taken off since she got it. Then I got into knitting, which heaven forbid is the most time-consuming thing I have ever done, but I made this sweater, took 70 hours, which is apparently not uncommon, insane. We pay way too little for our sweaters these days. But this got me curious about sewing. So I dived right in and started sewing my own outfits, where some turned out a bit experimental and the others less so. I made this jacket, which was probably a 100-hour project, also insane. Who knew that sewing small squares together in perfect 90-degree angles, adding whimsical sleeves and aiming for a couture-style finish as one's first real sewing project would be so time-consuming? Certainly not me. Long live delusional optimism. Anyway, then I made this outfit, which was something I wore to a summer party in Copenhagen, the necklace too. And then this dress, which was so fun to make, but I don't know if I will ever wear it. Then I made this coat, which I wear all the time. I call it the drama coat and loving the 70s pimp vibe, my favorite item to date. Then I turned this old cloth into the shirt. Then this bag made from the scraps of the coat, if you didn't notice. Then these other couple of handbags made from old tablecloths and satin curtains, and a bunch of other stuff in between. What I realized from this is that sometimes to find our way, you just have to spend an obscene amount of hours and money being very unproductive, making a bunch of things that you don't actually need. Because while my hands were busy cutting and sewing, the noise in my head stopped. And what was left was an obvious realization of what I love to do professionally, which is building brands. So the vacation is finally over. I'm busy building brands in my little creative studio. And I found a hobby that not only lights my heart on fire, but also brings an abundance of inspiration and energy to my professional work. So I'd say that my little vacay wasn't so unproductive after all. Did you ever take a real break? And if so, what happened? I'm curious. Let me know in the comments. Ciao!